Hi, Teacher Mike here, and in this video I want to teach you about baobab trees. First, it's fun to say, so I'll say it first and then you can say it. Baobab tree. Cool. So a baobab tree is a very cool and unique, distinctly looking tree that lives in Africa. So I'm going to make my video a little bit smaller so you can see the pictures of the baobab trees. All right, so here we go. This is a picture of some baobab trees, and these are in Africa. So this is what a baobab tree looks like. It has a very thick trunk, and then it has short, stubby branches on the top, and then it has some leaves on the end of the branches. And then the roots are under the ground, obviously. So these are some baobab trees. I'm going to show you another picture. So this is another baobab tree, and you can see how thick its trunk is. And this one is next to a pond. So I'm going to pause here on this picture and talk about why their trunk is so thick. So baobab trees live in an area in Africa where there's a wet season where it rains a lot, and then a dry season where it doesn't rain at all. So half the year they get a lot of rain, and the other half of the year they don't get any rain at all. So usually plants need consistent rain so that they can consistently drink water. Just like us, we drink water every day. But a baobab has to go months without drinking water. So what it does is, this picture shows a baobab tree during the wet season because there's this pond right here and all this grass is green because of all the water. And then the baobab tree roots suck up all as much water as it can during the wet season, and it stores the water inside the thick trunk. Then during the dry season, when it's not raining, the baobab tree can maintain its life by drinking the water from inside its trunk. So that's why their trunks are so thick, so they can store water so that they can survive the dry season. It's pretty neat. So let me show you another picture of a baobab. Here are some more baobab trees. You can see it looks like it's more of the dry season here. There's no water on the ground, and these grasses are turning brown, and so they're probably dying off because of a lack of water. But the baobab tree is storing water in its trunk. And then this tree is probably older than these other trees over here because its trunk is thicker and its branches are thicker and longer. So that tells us that the tree is a little bit older. Let's look at another picture. So here are some baobab trees with some people next to them so you can see how big they really are. So these baobab trees are very tall, and they're thicker than these people are wide, right? So like if they were standing right next to this baobab tree, they would not be able to reach their arms around it. They're very thick. So what I want to do is draw a picture of a baobab tree. So what I'm going to do is make my video a little bigger. There we go. And then I'm going to turn my camera so you can see my drawing. Give me one moment, please. All right, so here is my paper. I'm just using a blank piece of paper, and I'm going to use some colored pencils and a writing pencil. So before I start my drawing, I want to write my name at the top. So I'm going to write Teacher Mike. And today's date, which is 4 for April, -30 for the day, -20 for the year. All right. And then I'm going to label this Baobab tree because that's what I'm going to draw. So they're spelled B-A-O-B-A-B, tree. That's a blend. E. That's a long E. These two E's together make the long E sound. And it's my title, so I'm going to underline it. This is Baobab tree. All right. So I want to start with that thick trunk. So let me start down here, and I'm going to have a very thick trunk. And then it comes way over here. And then it has those little branches on the top, right? Short, stubby. They're kind of thick too, but they're not very long. Go like that. I know it's not going to look exactly like a baobab tree, but I'm getting the general idea of a very thick trunk and then thin, shorter branches, okay? All right, then I need some leaves up here. So let's color some leaves. So the leaves help the baobab tree gather in the sunlight. Leaves do something called photosynthesis. Can you say photosynthesis? Photosynthesis. So when sunlight touches a leaf sucks in the sunlight and then converts it into energy for the tree. Pretty cool. So that's why the baobab tree needs all of these leaves. There we go. And then I have some in the middle. All right. And then I need land. So let's draw a line like this. And I want roots as well. And I'm going to do my roots in a different color brown so they stand out because the roots go underneath the land, right? So the roots need to be... Roots usually for trees look very similar to the branches. So the roots help to keep the tree stable in the ground. If the roots aren't big enough, then the tree would fall over. So the roots need to be kind of big to keep that tree in place. And the roots are what suck up the water and then put the water inside the trunk. So the roots are very, very important. Let me color those in. There we go. All right, and then I want to color in my trunk a little bit. It's going to take a long time because it's so big. Very thick. So thick is another word we use for wide. And this baobab trunk is very thick and wide. So it can store that water. Let's get these branches. So your baobab tree might not look exactly like mine. That's cool. Make it look how you want it to look, okay? But I do want to label a few of these parts. So I have these leaves up here. So let's spell leaves. I have V-E. There we go. And I'm going to do an arrow. Leaves. And then I have branches, right? So that's the blend. And ch is arrow towards those branches. And then the trunk. Hey, that's a blend. Arrow. And let's label the roots to it down at the bottom. Ooh. The ooh sound is made by two O's together. Ooh. Roots. Point to those roots. And there we go. So this is my drawing of a baobab tree, okay? So I have my name and the date at the top, the title, baobab tree. I labeled the parts, leaves, branches, trunk, and the roots on the bottom. Let me move my camera for a moment. So now you can make a baobab tree too. All you need is a blank piece of paper and some color pencils or crayons or markers, whatever you have, okay? So I hope you enjoy that. Bye-bye.